Hi, this is Tyrone and welcome to another edition of The Agent. This week's episode is titled A Sifting in Fashion. A few years ago, a male model from London that I knew that had had great success in New York and Los Angeles in the 1990s, and for many years continued to work consistently, even finding love when he met his beautiful bride from Germany and they got married. But a few years ago, his work started to slow down. What happened? He stayed in the same arena, the same town that he had received his blessings of success. But the only problem was that he had not learned to fish anywhere else. You see, he had gotten so comfortable until the client stopped calling. I've been there, we've all been there, so I know what that's like. But also around that same time a few years ago, he and his wife received news that her dad was sick and that they needed to move to Germany to help take care of him. Now, not only had his work slowed down, but now he had to leave the US to move to Germany. I'm sure he may have thought, what else could go wrong? Work has slowed and now my wife's dad needs our help. On top of that, he did not speak the language. He was experiencing a sifting moment in life. We all go through seasons of sifting when everything seems so out of balance. A loved one is diagnosed with a terminal illness, loss of a job, problems at home, finances gone through the roof, like a thunderstorm blowing it all away. In life, you see, most people would rather stay where they are, even in the storms. Even if the sifting is extremely painful, their cups have stopped overflowing and are now empty. They prefer to stay in the valley of the shadow of dryness than venture out and take the chance to find out what's on the mountaintop, something new. They are too afraid to climb the mountain of uncertainty and take a chance. The disciple Simon Peter was a fisherman. A fisherman when he met Jesus while washing his boats. He had fished all night and caught nothing. But you see, while washing his two boats, the Lord Jesus asked Simon to use one of them so that he, Jesus, could stand in one to speak to the crowd that stood on the shore to hear him speak. So after his sermon, Jesus turned to Peter and told Peter to go back out into the deep and fish on the other side. Peter turned and said to the Lord, Master, we have fished all night and have caught nothing. But because you said so, I will do it. So Peter went and threw out his net on the other side and immediately caught a huge haul of fish. The interesting thing is that fishermen normally only fish at night, not during the day. But on that day, Peter did what the Lord had told him to do. And by doing so, his net began to break. Seeing this miracle, Peter left his business as a fisherman to follow Christ. So one day, Jesus said to Simon Peter, Simon, Simon, Satan has asked to sift you as wheat. But I've prayed for you, Simon, that your faith may not fail. And when you have turned back, strengthen your brothers. Jesus was warning Peter that there would be times of attack on his life. But he was also telling him that he should keep his faith and not lose hope in him, Christ. He was also saying to him that when he comes through those hard times, not to forget to encourage others who are also going through siftings in their life. That male model sifting was God's way of setting him up for the blessings that he was about to receive. Let me explain. In Germany, he sought and found an agency willing to represent him, and did the same in London and Paris. And an amazing thing happened. God opened the windows of heaven and poured out such wonderful blessings of work that he's now jostling between Germany to London to Paris because of the great amount of work he's doing. He's now working far greater than he did in years. His willingness to leave everything behind paid off. Sometimes when we are being sifted, God is only trying to move us in a new direction in life, especially if he sees that we become too comfortable where we're at. God will use whatever he chooses to push us out of our comfort zones into greener pastures. As for the disciple Peter, after the death of Christ and on the day of Pentecost, he preached his greatest sermon that 3,000 people gave their lives to the Lord. Instead of going back to being a fisherman, he went on to preach the good news of the gospel of Christ. If you feel like you're being sifted, or know that the Lord is trying to move you in a new direction, please take the example of that model and also of Simon Peter by trusting the Lord and take that bold move. Be obedient and you will see great and mighty doors open up for you. Until next time, may the lovely peace of Jesus Christ continue to intercede on your behalf, protecting you from every sifting you'll ever go through. And again, don't forget my lovely little book, The Lord is My Agent, and He Only Takes 10%, is available on Amazon. Until next time, God bless you and have a great and wonderful weekend. Shabbat Shalom. God bless you. Ciao, ciao. Bye-bye.